One more time. Yeah, okay, here we go again. You know what I'm talking about, baby. It's Thursday, and good morning, George. George Takei, our announcer, is here. Would you mind announcing to start the show?
Good morning, yes, and I got to tell you, you know, how you pack in so much in 1 week. Yes. I mean, it began with Chris Rock, and then Governor Jesse Ventura, and then the unforgettable Jason Ellis.
Really you had a great day yesterday.
I got to tell you.
Were you thinking about Jason last night? I mean, it was quite. I mean, you were quite taken with him to the point that, like, you normally have a certain way of speech. Your voice changed around him.
You said it went up 10 octaves.
It did. Like, you know how you always talk like that.
Well, this is my natural speech.
Yeah, but all of a sudden,
not really.
Yeah, because when you were around that guy, suddenly you were talking in a very sort of normal way, like
normal.
Yeah,
he's extraordinary.
Yeah, you were quite taken with him.
He made your voice.
As a matter of fact, showering this morning,
you thought about it.
He was on my mind.
No kidding. I get it. Listen, it's not that you don't love.
I mean, you know, the whole spectrum of sensuality, from pain to orgasmic.
Right,
Lord, George.
No, he's taken. You know how I sometimes can get around a guest who's like really knockout? It's not that I don't love Beth, and it's not that you don't love Brad, but...
Yes, I love him dearly.
You can get quite taken with somebody.
Well, I mean, you know, we're human beings, and you go to a museum, and you're taken by beauty, and you go to a movie, and you're emotionally moved.
Did Brad hear that you, like, touched Jason's penis? Did he not know?
Oh, my, oh, my.
He didn't know? What?
What he knew or he didn't know?
What?
Did Brad know you touched Jason's penis?
I fessed it to him because he's going to find out anyway.
Right, you told him.
I told him.
What'd he say?
Sunday's off, and maybe even Monday's off.
Was he really pissed?
He was.
He was. How do you...
He's going to calm down. I have my ways with him on Sunday morning.
How do you approach that with him? Like, you came home, you felt guilty right away?
I did.
And so you just immediately blurted out?
Well, no, we sat down. You know, we usually kind of unwind after a Howard Stern morning.
Right. Well, you put in a long morning. It is tiring.
It was, but also it was so fully packed.
Well, you didn't realize you were going to have a treat like that with this guy's cock.
It was a treat.
Yeah.
And so I recounted the day, how it began, and you had this, to me, surreal discussion about black radio, which I couldn't contribute an ounce of conversation to.
Right.
And then I said this guy came on, an Australian, great accent,
right,
very self-confident, good-looking.
Right.
I mean, he has that rugged good looks.
Yeah.
And then I think he knew where I was going.
Oh, boy. Does he get a look of, like, concern on his face that,
Does he roll his eyes into the back of his head?
He what?
It transforms into a glare.
Yeah.
Anticipatory, you know.
Yeah, right. And that makes it, and then you realize with every word you're saying, you're digging a deeper hole.
Well, I kind of put it in context. I said, you know, you're going to find out about it one way or another.
Right.
And it was recorded in video. And
right.
So it may be played back somewhere, somehow, when I least expected.
What did you make it sound like? Because, you know, you can really come clean and go, look, I was fondling this guy's cock, or you can just say, oh, it's just so silly. I
did not do that. I believe in honesty.
Right.
So I told him how I felt.
Did Brad cry?
No, he did not.
How did you feel?
He just continued to glare.
Did he feel betrayed?
He didn't say anything, but that is more punishing. I mean, that glare and that glaring silence, you know.
But I want to know exactly what he told him. What did you say? How did you feel?
Well, he was, first of all, I described, you know, he started taking his clothes off. And I described his body.
Oh dear.
And I talked about his endowment.
Oh.
And, you know, I mean, he knew
you
where
gave
I was
him a
going.
blow by blow.
And he knew that I would eventually say the tactile thing.
Yes, he could see it coming.
And
Did he
so
say to
I
you-
described that sensation.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was limp, but so
Full.
so full.
So, George, does Brad clam up for how long? Like, I mean, is he still not talking to you?
Well, we had some engagements. I'm here to promote Social Security's PSA
Right.
and Super Ninjas. So he just got down to business. All right, we do this, and we go there. And, it was very professional.
There was a chill.
Did
It
he
was
say?
chilly.
Did he say? You know what? That's it. I'm gonna go out and fondle some dude's cock.
No, he did not say that.
He didn't say
He
that.
didn't talk about anything personal. It was all XYZ.
At what point did he say to you Sundays off?
He said that after Benji.
Right.
Maybe it was a joke then. It's
Benji, you
real
got me
now.
in trouble. You're the one that got me in trouble first.
So now you have to go on a whole campaign of winning him over, right?
Well, he responds to tactile.
Right.
And I tend to be the initiator
The
and
tactile.
aggressor.
Right.
So as soon as you start touching him anyway, it'll go, oh, boy.
Just shove your finger up his ass on the phone. Well, listen, how would you feel if Brad was making out with a guy one day and then fondling another man's penis?
He wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't. He is strictly and firmly and, unbelievably, faithful.
There's no way you could have resisted touching Jason's penis, right?
Oh, how can... it's unthinkable.
Right. You had an
The opportunity was there.
Right.
In a shower, you just kind of steal a glance,
Right. Was it a bit of a turn-on for you that Jason is a quote-unquote heterosexual and that he was allowing this to happen?
Well, he was a proudly confident, straight guy.
Right.
And, he was so confident that he wasn't bothered by a gay person coming near him and touching him. He knows he's beautiful.
Right.
He's that self-confident
Right.
and self-aware. And
Well-
there's something beautiful about that, too. I hate these people that are, so insecure that...
That's me.
they're
I'm
gorgeous.
not that confident.
No, you're not.
No.
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 You're confident in other areas.
So meanwhile, after you were honest, and that's good, because, I heard that the news department was going to call Brad and ask him about it, and I said, I
No,
begged them.
Please don't do that.
No, I know.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
I begged them. I said, please.
Thank you.
Give
Thank you.
George a chance to, live his life. I mean, you're just going to make things worse. So
I
they
appreciate that very much.
kindly backed off because that would have been a disaster.
Well, your leadership comes because you think of other people from their perspective.
Well, yes.
And I appreciate your taking that position. I didn't want him to learn from somebody else.
Well, also, if you come in here and you have some fun and they wreck your life, I mean, you're not going to enjoy coming here.
I wouldn't chance it again.
Right.
Well, you know what I was going to ask? Does he get into trouble every time he does this show?
Not every time. So, meanwhile,
You're so perceptive.
so as bad as it was having to tell Brad, and now he's giving you the silent treatment, he's just down to business and fuck you, I don't want to know anything about you.
And if he's going to treat me like that, that's why this morning in the shower, I, without any guilt, thought of Jason.
Yeah, but wait a
showering.
second. You say
And
wait a second. You say if that's how he's going to treat you, you understand why he's treating you that way.
I do,
He's jealous.
I do.
He loves you.
I know, and I love him too.
You think this might
And I
motivate
did
him?
kiss him when I left.
You did kiss him.
I did.
And what did he say? Like, oh, pff.
No. He kissed.
He did kiss.
Yeah.
All right, so things aren't that bad.
No, it isn't.
Good. So you were up front. That was smart. So when you got in the shower this morning, what were you thinking about doing to Jason?
Oh my!
Really?
Did you go all the way?
The whole gamut.
Yeah, and he said when you guys were talking quite graphically yesterday, Jason described a scenario where he was putting it in your ass and you were putting it in his ass.
But the other thing about him, though, is he's into pain.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't imagine